Hi everyone, this is the second part of the relationship harmony video. If you have not watched the first part, I highly recommend you to watch that video as well. In that video, I gave explanation regarding what happens when two people's vibration levels do not match, how that creates a negative impact in a relationship. So it will be very useful for you to watch that video as well. Harmony means both persons in a relationship are maintaining good vibrations and they're tuned at the same frequency. It's like both of you have similar understanding of reality. Both of you are perceiving things in similar ways. So when you have harmony, you don't have to spend many hours trying to explain or convince each other your own point of view. When you have harmony, both of your points of view would be kind of similar. It will never be 100% same, but it will be very close. But if both of you have to spend many hours trying to explain each other your own point of view, then obviously there is no harmony in that relation. However, harmony does not mean compromise either. Remember that. Compromise means you blindly accept the other person's point of view, even if you don't like it. But harmony means you can see the other person's point of view very clearly. And when you can see the other person's point of view very clearly, you understand the bigger picture. You are not just focused on your own personal interest. You understand that it's not just about you. You can see yourself as a team with your partner. So there is a big difference between compromise and harmony. There are many relationships where I can see that one person hates certain things and the other person keeps doing it even after knowing that this person hates that thing. So that's a lack of harmony right there because one person is not able to see the other person's point of view. Now, that one person can force himself to accept what the other person is doing, although he may not like it, but that does not really mean harmony. All that means is that he's just trying to accept what he doesn't like. And ultimately, that frustration keeps on growing inside of him year after year. So, in most cases, if you don't have enough harmony at the beginning of the relationship, there is not much possibility that the harmony will improve over time. It's not entirely impossible to improve harmony, but the chance is very slim. So, if you don't find good harmony in the first 6 months of your relationship, most likely you will not find more harmony after 5 years or 10 years. As a matter of fact, if two people are evolving their consciousness at a different rate, for example, one person is evolving his consciousness significantly year after year, but the other person is not evolving his or her consciousness at all, then after 5 or 10 years, these two people probably will have more lack of harmony than they had at the beginning of their relation. So that's why I said that if you don't see harmony within the very first 6 months of your relationship, there is a very slim chance that you will see more harmony after 5 or 10 years. But there can be exceptions. I'm not saying that improving harmony is not possible in a relation at all. It could be possible in some cases. For example, if both persons went through some spiritual awakening, then both persons could evolve their consciousness in similar ways, then they might find harmony. So there are exceptions like that, but the possibility is very slim. In most cases, lack of harmony keeps on growing year after year. So at the beginning of your relationship, this is what you should do. You should look for harmony more than chemistry. Of course, you would want good chemistry, but good chemistry versus good harmony, which one will bring long lasting happiness in your relation? Good harmony, of course. I'm sure everybody wants both the chemistry and harmony, But if you have to choose one or the other, it's harmony that you should choose. But then again, I just said there can be exceptions too. You can definitely have both good chemistry and harmony, but that exception can only happen if both partners went through similar evolution of their psyche. Change can only happen when your psyche or your mindset is evolving. Let me explain this a little bit more. Every human being has his own ego, which is very unique. That's why everyone's perception is very different. Lack of harmony happens when you are not able to see the other person's point of view clearly. So, what stops you from seeing the other person's point of view clearly? It's your ego. When you have a very strong ego or you're very stubborn, your doors of perception are closed and you can only see from your own point of view. You fail to see the other person's point of view. That's when the lack of harmony happens. Human ego is very powerful. So, unless you are able to kill your ego and evolve your psyche, evolve your mindset, the ego will remain the same year after year and your perception will never change. And if your perception does not change, then both of you will remain on different vibration level year after year and both of you will live in miserable relationship. Our physical life is very short. We only live 60 or 70 or 80 years. So you don't want to waste time staying in lack of harmony year after year. Unless you evolve your consciousness significantly, you'll be stuck with your own point of view and you will never be able to see the other person's point of view. As a result, you will not be able to improve the harmony with your partner year after year. So when you are in a relationship, make sure that both of you raise your vibration level. If one of you is evolving your consciousness and overcoming your ego, and the other one is staying the same stubborn person year after year, then of course there will not be any harmony. Your doors of perception can only open up when your consciousness evolves and you become more and more enlightened. But as long as you remain the same egotistical, stubborn human being, your doors of perception are not open. That's when you cannot see the other person's point of view and you'll never have harmony with your partner. So, even if you don't have 100% harmony at the beginning, you can still create more harmony if both of you can work on evolving your consciousness. Your existing psyche or your existing mindset has to die, and your psyche or your mindset has to be reborn. Then only you can create more harmony with each other. But both of you have to commit to that. If only one person in the relation is working on evolving his consciousness, but the other person is not, then it's not going to work. So the conclusion is that at the beginning of your relation, you should give harmony a more priority than chemistry. And then if you still find that you don't have 100% harmony with your partner, you can still improve as long as both of you give effort in evolving your consciousness so that you can see the other person's point of view very clearly. Well, that's all I had to say today. I'd like to end this video with one of my favorite quotes from Rumi. Those of you who don't know, Rumi was a 13th century Sufi scholar and a poet. So here it goes. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about.